Got my coffee, sip the tea. Except it's coffee. Hello my beautiful Nicolettes, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. Today, I thought I would share with you guys 10 of the most cringiest fashion trends ever, bringing it all the way back from the 16th century all the way to the early 2000s. I have a variety. I thought this would be really fun to take a trip on memory lane and go through all the horrible trends that we may have partook in, because I'm not gonna lie, I have done some of these trends and I'm not ashamed. It's funny to see which fashion trends come and go because you always see them coming back. They just like amp it up a little bit or change it a little bit. So let me know which one is your worst trend ever, or maybe a trend that you want to come back. I'd love to know, so leave a comment in the comment section for me. By no means is this video supposed to be negative or anything like that. This is just a fun type of video. I say this in all my trends videos. If you like something, you totally rock it, because honestly, don't let other people tell you what you have to like. You do you. And there's this thing I do in every single video, and that is if you go over right now to my Instagram, you follow me and comment on my latest photo, tell me you're coming from this video, I will go spam you as long as you're not private. So get your booties over on my Instagram and I will go spam your beautiful faces. But that being said, let's jump into the cringy trends. The first cringy trend, I guess we'll start back in the old days, and that is hoop skirts. Can I just say I am so glad I was not alive during this time. I must admit, because having to wear those big bulky hoop skirts, no. And nobody got time for that, because I know I don't got time for that. Hoop skirts was between the 16th and 19th century. And the reason why they wore these is women wore it to give this illusion that they have really big hips and a really tiny waist, kind of like what's going on right now. I feel like the same kind of body shape is really in right now. Is that just me, or is that just me? The downside to these skirts was they were super heavy and it was really hard to go through doorways, and nobody has time for that. That is why I'm glad I was not born in that century, because you can't catch me in a hoop skirt ever. No thank you, that is way too much work on a daily basis. Moving on to the 18th century, enormous wigs was super in, and it was to the point where like the higher the wig, the better it was. It was not only hard to balance, but apparently they caught on fire super easily, and you saw this a lot in France. I believe that's where it started, but I feel like all trends really come from France or stem from there. Enormous wigs was really in back in the day. I'm kind of thankful that I didn't partake in that kind of like balancing act. Now moving on to a more later trend, and that brings me to number 3, and that is bandana tops. So I remember this trend, and do you know those like little bandana handkerchiefs? Well, they were used as tops in the 1990s, and I remember like Britney Spears and every pop star and stuff would always wear bandana tops. Back in the day, I remember, I have to admit, I thought these were hella cool, not gonna lie. I feel like my opinion has changed now, but I did like it back in the day. Now moving on to trend number 4, and I did partake in this one, I have to admit, and that is platform flip-flops. Who remembers those? They were the days when you would wear like these platform flip-flops that were made out of foam, and they even would have like jewels maybe where the toes were and stuff like that, or where the little, you guys know what I mean. This was also out in the 90s, and honestly, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I think they don't really look that pretty, but for short girls like me, it gives you a little bit of inches instead of wearing the typical flip-flops that make me look super short, but I still think I would rather that trend stay in the past. This next trend, which is number 5, is tracksuits or velour tracksuits, and guys, they are having a comeback, I think. I think there is a comeback with tracksuits, and I remember the first velour tracksuit of Juicy Couture, I believe, came out in 2004, and I have to admit, I jumped on that bandwagon hella hard. I had Juicy Couture tracksuits, I had so many other tracksuits, I was all into that trend. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hate if it comes back. I know it might not be the most appealing, but it is the most comfortable, I have to say. So comfort or appealing? I choose comfort. I don't know if that's just me, but comfort wins for me. This next trend is a guy trend, and that is saggy pants. When I was in high school, every guy was rocking this, and every guy would get in trouble, and that is showing half of their boxers. Sometimes they honestly almost showed the whole boxers, but just putting your pants super low and dragging your jeans was so in. Apparently it was in the 1990s, and it made a comeback in 2010. Not gonna lie, I didn't really like it. Have to admit, it always looked like they had an accident in their pants, and it was just going a little bit down. I know that's a little TMI, but I wasn't that into that trend. I'm not really into half your boxers showing. I don't really want to know what underwear people are wearing. It's just not my thing. But if it's your thing, you know what? You do you. Now moving on to trend number 7, and that is another guy trend, and that is the mullets. And actually I've seen a lot of celebrity girls rock this as well. So it can be a girl and a guy trend. It was super in the 70s and 1970s, and basically it's like short hair in the front, long hair in the back. A lot of guys rock this, and I'm not a huge fan of this hairstyle, but you know, who am I to say what hairstyle you should have? And trend number 8 is shoulder pads. And this is one trend that I do not want back. I do not want to wear because I don't understand the trend of shoulder pads. I hate when my shoulders look bigger, but that was the plan. It was to make your shoulders look bigger. It was super in the 80s. I know my mom rocked that. I knew my mom rocked that trend because I tried some of her old clothes on and I was not feeling the shoulder pads. I always wanted to take them out. I just think it makes you look so bulky, and to me, I don't enjoy it because I already don't want my shoulders to be more broad. But that was super on trend in the 80s, and I wouldn't be surprised if one day it comes back. Now moving on to trend number 9, and how do you say this? I believe it is called Armadillo Shoes. Yeah, so this was a trend that Alexander McQueen came out with, their shoes in 2010, and Lady Gaga made them super popular because she was definitely rocking them. And you guys know I love a good heel. I love a good platform heel because I like to add inches to me because I'm a little bit vertically challenged, but I honestly think these are a little bit too difficult for me. I probably will twist and break an ankle, and I am not into that. And for the last trend, the last cringy trend, I thought I would choose the good old Crocs that came out in 2000s. And honestly guys, I rock this trend as well. I was all into Crocs. I even had these white Crocs that have bejewels all over them. I know, I took it to the next extreme. They were like super comfortable. I was younger, but looking back on them, they aren't very appealing, but they were hella comfortable. So let me know what you guys think about that Croc trend. I know, Croc trend, this sounds so weird. Let me know what you guys think about the Crocs. I know a lot of people aren't into it anymore, but let me know if you still are. So those are all the cringy trends. Let me know once again in a comment. Tell me your worst fashion trend ever, or what trend you want to come back. I'd like to know. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button down below to join the Nicolette's Fam Jam. Skirt Girl uploads every other day here on my channel. And as well as I hope you guys are having an amazing day, evening, or night whenever you're watching this. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!